All right, for more on this, I'm now joined by CTV's Michelle Boyer, who is in Carleton Place, just outside of Ottawa. Michelle, that dam behind you is looking quite fierce. Describe to us the situation out there.
Well, Angie, good evening. This is the Mississippi River, and yes, fierce indeed. I could tell you that on the other side of this dam, the water is also flowing very, very quickly, very intensely. There are a number of basements around downtown Carleton Place that are flooded. We spent most of the day actually up the river here in Mississippi Lake, where I could tell you that residents working frantically, sandbagging, doing whatever they can to try and save their properties. We saw waves from Mississippi Lake slapping those sandbags. And, you know, the weather has been pretty miserable, expected to be miserable over the next 24, 48 hours. And that means more precipitation. They're anticipating the water levels to increase, which will only mean that there's even more of a risk of properties being flooded and damaged. You know, on the lake, anyways, where we were, a lot of the homes were actually built up already. They had about a 5-foot sort of crawl space. No one could put anything down there, really. But there were other properties that were not so lucky where, you know, we saw water right up to their front doors. So there is quite a significant amount of damage. And I just want to point out where all this water is going. This is going to Almont, okay? There's another dam in the town of Almont, and then that spills into the Ottawa River. Then, obviously, the Ottawa River heads towards Montreal, where there's also a state of emergency.
Yeah, that's right, Michelle. And it's almost becoming sort of a domino effect here, as you say, where waters may potentially recede, they're going to shift somewhere else. So then overall now, what are we looking at the biggest concerns here over the next 48 hours?
Well, over the next 48 hours, you know, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I think a lot of residents here that we've been speaking to, they are prepared for that, as prepared as they can be. But of course, what they do want is more help. You know, what we did see was a lot of volunteers, people, you know, seeing this on the news and then speaking to the township, speaking to the municipality, and then, you know, people were showing up with shovels and hoping to sandbag. But again, they're anticipating the water levels to increase, then crest, then go down again. But, you know, all is really going to depend on what the weather looks like next week.
Michelle, talk to me a bit about the mood out there, because I can't imagine what these people are going through. And as you say, that sort of anticipation, is my house going to be safe or am I going to be in major trouble here and I could potentially lose my home?
Yeah, you know, that's a very valid concern. And I have to tell you that a lot of the people that we've spoken to, they've been taking it in stride. We saw people in canoes moving sandbags. They were trying to make the best out of an awful situation. But on the other hand, I think there was a little bit of anger in this area, to be honest, because people were like, where's the help?
Right.
You know, somebody said they'd love for, you know, an army truck to go through the water, dump the sandbags at their door instead of, you know, 500 feet or, you know, half a kilometer up the road. So they feel like they're not getting the support that they need. Even though sand is being dumped, it is a lot of work and there's a lot of stress in this community.
Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate all of your coverage today, Michelle. CTV's Michelle Boyer in Carleton Place. Michelle, you know, all the best to everybody out there. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Back to Ontario now.